All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at the amazing Franklin Toyota here in Statesboro, Georgia. Love these guys. They do a great job. Like I said, we actually bought my dad's van here. One of the few Toyota dealers I absolutely love. And we're up here, we're just wandering a lot, looking at stuff, but we're going to talk today about letting your trade-in possibly seal the deal for you. So this is not something that I really put a lot of thought in until I bought my Power Wagon. When I bought that, this came into light for me, kind of became a reality as the power to it. So what do? We know that you handle your transactions of your new car and your trade-in as two separate, complete different transactions. New car being problem one, trade-in being problem two. But before we go into the dealership, we figure out what the value is on trade-in, okay? We check with Carvana, we check with CarMax, real quick online quotes. We give that information to Edmunds, give it to Auto Trader, let them run these things, let them all see what they can do, let these dealerships call you and see what they want to give you for your truck. Not on trade, just to give you, just to buy it out from you. That way you have these numbers, and when you start working with dealerships when it comes time for trade-in, you have these value amounts there for you to use. Okay, that's what we do. Now, when it comes time to dealing with your truck you're gonna buy, when they ask you about trade-in, you say, well, I do have a vehicle that I could trade in, only if your numbers on the trade-in work, and if you don't, I have other plans for that I can sell that to from other companies and other places that'll buy it. So I'm not concerned of that being part of the equation of the deal. Okay, that's how we always do it, right? And that's the way it should be. So we tell them, that's what we tell them. My trade-in, yes, maybe I'll trade it in with you, but that trade-in is not relevant to this. We are working it as two separate transactions. Can you give me the deal I need on here? If so, then we will discuss and negotiate the trade. Fair enough, and that's how it should be, and that's how we want it, and that's what you want to tell them. So that's what happens. So there we go. Now, you work the deal on your car you're going to buy. You're going to work it with a few different dealers, obviously. You're not going to just go to one, but you're going to call 5, 8, 10 different dealers. You're going to work these things. And where typically I would say, okay, well, just pick the one that gives you the best price and buy it there. Now I think the best way to do that would be to pick the top four. Okay, the top four that are, say they're within, the top four are within $1,000 of each other. Okay, so you got four of them that are even $1,000, $1,500 within price of each other. Now, work that trade deal with them and see what can happen, because the trade might seal the deal for you. It could be the difference. Here's an example of that. When I bought that Power Wagon, I went to Carvana and I went to CarMax, and I knew what the price that they were going to give me for my Gladiator was. Stupid, ridiculous low. 2023 Gladiator Rubicon with 60,000 miles on it. And that number came in at like $27,500, $28,000. Okay, I don't remember the exact change, but it was right there. I called two dealerships in Georgia. I'm sorry, I think it was $29,000 for the online stuff, and then the dealerships, when I called them, were I called two dealerships, $27,500 and $28,000 was the numbers we got on that trade-in. So I was between $27,500 and $28,000 at a dealership on trade-in. Now, if I traded at a dealership, I get a tax. That money comes off of the amount of the new purchase, okay? So if I were to take it for $27,500, when I bought my Power Wagon, I would not have to pay taxes on $27,500 of that, because it would have been part of my trade. But these stupid Georgia dealers, they know that that's your tax incentive and that you're going to get it if you trade in, and they use that. They steal your tax credit from you. It's very annoying, and it upsets me bad. But anyway, so we were anywhere between $27,500 and $29,000. That's what I knew my numbers were. Well, I knew I wanted to buy from Mark Dodge. We had already basically worked out the deal on the truck, and I didn't have to push hard. The numbers were pretty good already as it was. Could I have maybe got like maybe $3,000 more off if I went to other dealerships other than Mark Dodge and really nickeled and dimed, or even Mark Dodge if I would have pushed it? Had I tried to push and started flexing some weight and started using things and doing stuff, could I have maybe done more with that and got it down even lower? Or used the Mark Dodge price and priced other dealers and fought it a little bit? Could I have got it lower? Probably, yeah. I got a smoking deal. I'm very happy with it, but I could have probably did a little better. However, when Mark Dodge, when he said, what are you going to be? Are you trading something in? I said, I am if the numbers are right. He said, what do you got? And I told him what I have and what the situation is. And he said, what are they giving you for it? And I told him, I said, I'm not sure I even want to say that yet. I'm just curious what you would say you would do for it. Where are you standing on this particular vehicle? And once you tell me, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'll even show you the online reports and let you know what they're giving me. He said, give me the specs, and I gave him the specs. Again, I'm not going to tell anybody what I'm expecting or what it is, because there's always that chance they might be willing to give you more, and we'll cover that. So I didn't tell him what my numbers were. I told him, I said, what's your number? What's the best you can do on it? And I told him, I gave him all the specs, and 10 minutes later he came back and he said, we'll give you $32,000 for it. All this is on paper. You see it all in my video. I did a video. It's got like 150,000 views on what I paid for that truck. It's on my channel. So I told him, he said $32,000. And I just simply said, done, I'll be there. And that was it, son. So problem solved, game over. That was it. Didn't need anything more. That trade sealed the deal. Why? Because it was $4,000 more than I was getting here in Georgia. Now, Louisiana and Mark Dodge is also a reciprocal tax credit state. Means that $32,000, I don't have to pay $32,000 to taxes on $32,000 of my Power Wagon when I bought it, because it's reciprocal. Okay, same as like Georgia does. But Mark Dodge did not try to steal that thing from me, that tax credit from me. He gave it to me 100%. He's like, no, it's yours. We'll give you $32,000 on it. That $4,000 difference is better than if I would have tried to get another $3,000 off, which would have been a fight. I would have been pushing it. Okay, to get another $3,000 better deal than what Mark Dodge gave me, that would have been a chore to do. And well, I got $4,000 more, and because of the trade-in. So the trade-in can be the deal sealer for you. It can be the one that makes that difference, and it is worth exploring that now the right way. So rather than just going for the OTD and picking the one that's $500 cheaper than what the other one is, maybe the better way to do it is to narrow it down to the top 3 or 4, and then take that top 3 or 4 and then work them together and see what you can do on the trade-in to see if you can maximize that dollar. You already know you could go to Carvana, CarMax. You already know that kind of stuff that you can use those to your advantage. You already know where you're at, but maybe rather than just trusting the one dealer that saved you $500 over the other dealer, dealer A is at 0, the exact deal you want. Dealer B is $500 worse, and dealer C is $1,000 worse. But rather than just taking dealer A, you come in and you hit all 3 of them and you go, okay, here's my trade. This is going to make the difference. I have 3 of you guys that are all within a pretty close range of each other, and that I can buy this truck from tomorrow. But now it comes down to the trade. Who's going to give me the most for the trade? Here's where you guys come in. Hit it. What do you got for me? They're going to evaluate. They can do this right over the phone. You do not have to bring your trade to them. All you have to do is send them the VIN number, the mileage, and some pictures of it, and you are done. And they will evaluate it and get back to you in an hour. Now, dealer A, which was 0, the best deal you wanted, he comes back and he says he'll give you $30,000 for your trade-in. You're like, okay, cool, that's not bad. I'm all right with that. Now, dealer 2, which was $500 below the price you wanted, he comes in and he says that we'll give you $32,000 for it. Dealer 2 just beat dealer 1 in the overall deal by $1,500. Then the one that was $1,000 more expensive comes back and he says, we'll give you $32,500. He wins now too. So you went from where you were going to win by $500 or $1,000 to now winning by $2,000. See what I'm getting at? That's exactly what happened to me with Mark Dodge. They saved my bacon on that trade-in. And that's why I'm telling you, sometimes that trade-in can seal the deal. So it changed my perspective. I think I know everything. At least I tell my wife I do. And, but I mean, we're always learning and we're always getting better. And that taught me that, yes, I want both of them as separate transactions, the car price and the car buy and the trade-in as 2 separate equations. But now, rather than let the trade just be something that they can work at the end and see and compare it against other things, maybe let that trade be part of a bigger equation, rather than narrowing it down and saying you're the dealership I'm buying from because you beat everybody else by $500, rocks in my shoe, $500 or $1,000. Maybe saying you're still in the mix. Now it comes down to the trade side and see what they can do for you. Let me know your thoughts, but to me, that's how I'll buy from now on in the future. I will incorporate that into the possible negotiations, and if that trade value, like I said, $4,000 is $4,000. You got two parts of the equation. Car A that you own right now, car B that you want to buy, which is your new car. There is a dollar amount between those two that we have to come up with to make this happen. If that trade-in value can make, can knock $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 more off of that equation in there, that is part of your income on it, or your part of your money is needed for that. It is 100% part of the deal and vitally important. So use it to your advantage. I think this is the new way to do it. Questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.